Hello, hello, and wonderful to have you. Hey, CH, hello, Mina Dessa. I may not be pronouncing your name right, but welcome, welcome. Hello, Brittany. Nicole, hello over here on YouTube. Hey, Casey, nice to see you here again. Hello, Four Leaf Clover. Oh my gosh, and tomorrow is your day, right? March 17th. Ha, Masala. Nicole, so nice to see you. What a day you have had. Hello. Hello, WV Girl Travels, Rosie, Pokey, Vanessa. Welcome, welcome to Healing Our Gut. I'm Julia Loggins, a gut coach and colon therapist of over 40 years. I am not a doctor. This is not medical advice. I am giving you my experience, my opinion, and everything I have learned from 40 years in the trenches long before gut health became trendy. And I am joined by my ride or die, Nicole, who is an expert in not only gut health. Hey, Rose, wonderful to see you, but also in any kidney issue, autoimmune issues as well. She's a warrior, and I'm so grateful to have her. And also, she has created the most glorious and informative Happy Gut Tribe Facebook page. So I'll be talking about that as we go. I am also live simultaneously on YouTube. So, so excited to be here with everybody. Hey, Dee DB, sorry. Oh, you just posted the new one. That's awesome. Thank you. Hello, Kansas Fox. Hello, Nika. Happy Sunday everywhere to everybody, except for those of you in Australia where it is Monday. Hey, Jean. Mama Jojo. Oh, you're so welcome. I am very grateful to share what I've learned. The whole point of sharing what I've learned is so that nobody has to um, live the journey that I did. I became the gut coach I wish I had. And I know that Nicole also offers the information that no one offered to her, both hard won experience and also 40 years in the trenches working with clients with autoimmune issues, inflammatory gut issues. I work with clients who have serious gut issues, and I love the team that I have and super grateful to have an amazing team, amazing doctors, not the kind of doctors I had growing up, but amazing doctors who are integrative, who have a broad depth of knowledge. And like me, just our whole goal is to choose whatever tool fits takes our clients to whole and healing. Hey, Tanya. Hello, Charmed. Um, Nicole, I know you've got YouTube, so thank you so much. Hello, user 60. Oh my gosh, thank you for my gift badge. Thank you, thank you. I'm very grateful to be here with everybody today, and I'm excited to answer your questions. We had a great live yesterday, and we had some people who are newly diagnosed with diverticulitis, with colitis. With IBS, with gut issues, so whatever symptoms you've got, we will talk about as much as possible on this platform. And if it's something that doesn't suit this platform, then you can direct message me and I'll respond to you there. Or you can sign up for a one-on-one personal consult where we talk about everything and anything. And I um, create a path for you to heal and define the root causes of what's going on with you. Because if we don't get to the root cause, it's just a band aid. And band aids are okay when we need them, but it's nothing that I want for anybody in my care long term. Hello, Happy Jack. Hello, Gabriel. Hello, Chill Vibes. Nice to have some chill vibes here. Nicole and I are happy to have that today. It's been a wild day. I was in urgent care with my dog, and Nicole was also caring for friends. So we're really happy to be here with all of you. Hello, Dylan. Hello, Joe. Hello, Gracie Sue. Also, because I love talking about blood type diet. And what foods suit your blood type. If you have questions about that, would love to hear whatever you're interested in as far as what your blood type is. It's fun to talk about blood type, and I have used the blood type diet for the last 25 years, and I think it it really offers excellent guidelines. If you have inflammatory gut issues, IBS, colitis, diverticulitis, or you just are bloated all the time and don't know what to eat, then my diverticulitis diet digital download, you'll find it on my website, is going to give you some guidelines. So, Mama Joe, blood type O, comes from hunter gatherers. Nicole is a blood type O as well. Protein, protein, protein. It's the name of the game for you. Protein and veggies. You've got to stay away from wheat. In fact, you may choose to stay away from all grains. Certainly processed food. After all, blood type O is our first blood type. So the name of the game is protein, but to digest all that protein, need to have a digestive enzyme on board with hydrochloric acid. If you don't have one you love, check out my enzyme energy, because I created it for people with sensitive bellies. So and blood type A. So for blood type A, are often, I don't know, I'm going to ask you, Happy Jack, do you love your sugar and carbs? Blood type A's often love sugar and carbs, and you have less hydrochloric acid in your system than any other blood type. So you're susceptible to bacteria like H. pylori, bugs, and parasites. Nicole, you found out that your friend, wow. Oh, that's interesting. So so Happy Jack. Is it H. pylori that you have, or is it something else? Mama Joe, going for, you naturally go for more protein. Good. And having a digestive enzyme on board really helps you break down that protein. Oh, they recommended Metamucil. Classic, right? Um, that that definitely happens, as you and I know. I have to do a post about that, about all the things that start with M that we want to avoid as colon cleansers. Oh, Nicole, I'm so sorry. That is so tough. It's crazy. I don't know how all of you feel, but hello, New Hope. That's a beautiful name. When you know something to be true and someone in authority suggests something different to someone you love, it is really heart-wrenching. Hey, back, BK, thank you. I'm doing well today. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope that you're doing well. Love to hear your questions. So, blood type A, um, get those digestive enzymes on board. So important for you with that low stomach acid. You also want to avoid beef, but you still want to make sure you're getting enough protein. Gluten-free is the name of the game for you. Stay gluten-free. Yeah, slippery elm oil. It's funny, I haven't really heard of slippery elm oil. I've definitely heard of I use actually the slippery elm herb is one of the ingredients in both my Happy Gut Cleanse, which is a colon cleanse, and my Happy Gut Soothe, which is to help heal gastritis and acid reflux. But yeah, we love slippery elm. How to get rid of SIBO, JoJo. So the question is, were you diagnosed? Do you have methane or hydrogen? Yeah, I've never heard of the oil. I've never heard of it. Diverticulitis and diabetes. So believe it or not, those two things are not uncommon to go together because they both start in the stomach. Diabetes, if it's a type 2, is that type 2 diabetes, Ms. Make It Happen? Um, my question is, yeah, is that type 1 or type 2? BK, you wish you could have joined my last live. You got diagnosed. Oh, direct message me and let's talk about those things. Type 2, yes. And JoJo, IBS, thank you. So yes, type 2 diabetes and diverticulitis, they both start with low acid in the stomach. Nothing is digesting. So if nothing is digesting, then it sits in your stomach like a rock and it just affects blood sugar. And so it is so important to, and BK, I see your question about a C-section plus gastritis and diverticulitis. direct message me. We'll talk about that. But back to blood sugar. So it is so important for both diverticulitis and diabetes that you learn food combining so that food digests. Take a digestive enzyme and learn food combining, which is not eating proteins with your carbohydrates. There's a food combining chart on my website. Dr. Prepper, endoscopy, colonoscopy, they found, okay, you're in the right place. Welcome. Gigi Case, currently in a flare and you're in so much pain. So yes, thank you. Castor oil packs, aloe vera juice, bone broth, direct message me. Happy Jack, you're diagnosed okie doke, border type 2. Not a surprise. Blood sugar issues and digestive issues, these things go together. So important to get that digestive enzyme on board so that food actually breaks down in your stomach. And then of course, if you have cravings, anybody out there who has cravings, like you can't stop yourself from wanting to have sugar or carbs, you may have candida or yeast overgrowth. Direct message me, but my yeast be gone would be important for that. Diet alone isn't the whole ball game. What do I suggest for direct message me about the MCAS? I have information. J Girl, the oil you got on Amazon, they had powder and oil. So the oil you got on, um, is that the slippery elm oil? Yeah, Nicole and I have never heard of it. Currently in a flare on day 8. I'm so sorry. So bone broth, aloe vera juice, castor oil packs. What do I think of the carnivore diet? I think it can be wonderful, except that to digest all that protein, especially if you have gut issues, any IBS, any gut issue at all, it you could have problems if you're not taking a digestive enzyme because all that protein won't break down. So that is really key with the carnivore diet. And there's all kinds of slight variations of the carnivore diet, but I think it can be really healing. I sort of, as a blood type O, I eat a version of that with lots of fish and green veggies, but I don't eat grain. Um, and by the way, we don't need grain. Grain came along pretty late in human evolution, and it's it's something that some cultures eat, but not all. Brie, what can get rid of stomach bloating with diverticulitis? So again, making sure that you are separating carbohydrates and proteins. That's really key. Back to those digestive enzymes again, but separating carbs and protein can really help. And then colon cleansing. That's the root cause of diverticulitis, is an impacted colon. Can't find fresh or frozen wheatgrass. Yes, there's a great powdered alternative. It's called Anthony's freeze-dried wheatgrass. You'll find it on Amazon. Angela, shrimp is, yes. Angela, shrimp is acceptable. And you're right, they're bottom feeders. So you might also consider sardines, canned sardines and canned salmon. They're wild caught and they're super affordable. Yeah. Oh, yes. Anthony's is another great one to do a post on. And Nicole, if you remind me, I'll send you a screenshot because I have it here at my clinic. But that's a great question. If you can't find fresh or frozen wheatgrass and you don't have a juice bar in your area, as lots of people don't, then Anthony's does a wonderful freeze dried. It's hard to find wild caught. Linda, I get it, but what about canned salmon? Most all canned salmon is wild caught, and the same with sardines. Oh, Dr. Prepper, I'm so glad that you love my lives. Nicole and I love showing up for our lives as well. Thank you for being here, Nicole, after such a long day, and I hope you have your foot up. I'm drinking my usual, which is organic peppermint green tea. Hey, Sheila. Yes, canned salmon and canned sardines are wild caught. I think they may be the best, most affordable wild caught fish you can find. I mean, for any of you in America, unless you live in Alaska or Washington, where you're close to where they fish for salmon, wild caught salmon is really expensive, although you can buy it frozen at Trader Joe's and Costco's. But canned wild caught salmon, and there's lots of great companies. Wild Planet is one of them. And it's super affordable. Yes, cassava is okay with diverticulitis. um, and it's an excellent choice for a tortilla. For instance, cassava tortillas are a great choice. So thanks, that's a great question. We are avoiding wheat and corn. So no corn. Anybody out there who's newly diagnosed, Nicole is always great at throwing that list out really fast, which is no corn, no kale, um, no popcorn, no corn of any kind, no whole nuts and seeds. Plantains are okay as well. Yes. Plantains are okay for blood type O. Although blood type O is generally suggested to avoid the high sugar fruits. But yeah, plantains are okay. Where do you live, BK? It, there's certain cultures that use plantains in their cooking more than others. So it's always fascinating for me to know where people are from. Hello, Amy Poole. Nice to have you here. Mm. No sunflower seeds. Sunflower seed butter would be totally fine. Yeah, same for blood type O. Sunflower or blood type O negative. Yes, positives and negatives are the same. Sunflower seed butter, totally fine. Almond butter, if it's creamy, totally fine. Peanut butter, less so because it's so acidic. So yeah, thank you, Nicole, for the list. No nuts, no seeds, no corn, no popcorn ever. It's the devil's food. No spinach, no kale. Thank you for those two as well. No whole nuts, no whole seeds. Creamy nut butters are fine. And Nicole, I haven't seen your post on Facebook yet today, but I know that you have one on board to do for rice cakes. So that's a great thing to put creamy nut butters on top of. No corn tortillas, no corn of any kind. Oh, it's the bone broth. Okay, perfect. That everybody's asked about that. So no, Angela, no corn of any kind. No spinach because of the oxalates. Exactly. And I have more and more clients with kidney issues of all ages. Um, Nicole is right there to jump in on the oxalates. I took spinach juice out of my spinach, out of my daily juice. Oh, tomorrow rice cakes. Okay, thank you. Lentils, if you are 60 to 90 days out of a flare and you cook them well and try a small amount, had your 8 hernias out in January, have to be even more diligent. You don't eat yellow food. That's good to know. And I'm, I'm, gl- I'm, gl- I'm glad that you were able to have that done and get to the other side of it. Hello, Lena. Nice to have you here. Hey, Lulu. All quiet on YouTube so far. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you, everybody, for liking the live. Thank you for sharing. Ms. Make It Happen. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Chickpeas are especially hard to digest. The truth is, all beans are really hard to digest because they're a combination of a protein and a carb. Now, one of our members here, Haley, after a couple of diligent years of healing, is now eating well cooked beans. So I'm not saying it's not possible, but I would really give it you want to be stable for a good 6 months before you go for beans. Especially lentils can be really gassy. There are some beans that are a little bit easier to digest, but chickpeas are not one of them. Excuse me. There's better ways to get protein. And I know that, there's also good ways to cook beans if you are 6 months 6 months flare free and you want to try it, for anybody who wants to try something new, try the smallest amount, because then if it goes south, it just won't ruin your whole week. What's a good fiber source? Oh, it's a great question. Other than beans, baked sweet potatoes without the skin that have been cooled and reheated, because that cuts the sugar and carb value in half. And all cooked vegetables, which are on the diverticulitis diet, are excellent sources of fiber. Oh, thank you so much, Susan. That's so sweet. Oh, thank you, Nicole. I appreciate that. Thank you. um, it is a myth that we need pounds and pounds and pounds of fiber. We are not cows. We do not have 7 stomachs. What about O positive? It's exactly the same diet as blood type O, and I'll do another post on blood type O diet. It's always fun to do those, and there's always something more to learn, and I'm always learning as I work with people over the years on what works and what doesn't. For instance, some people think that people who are blood type O can't do aloe vera juice. I haven't seen any problems with that. Kiwi has a lot of seeds, and you definitely wouldn't want to eat the skin. That's something that you could try way down the line when you've healed. Thank you, Lila Sweet. Thank you, Dr. Trung. Nice to see you. Thank you. Hey, Bobs. There's a ton of seeds, right? Cooked cilantro. Cooked cilantro or blended cilantro would be okay, or even juiced cilantro would be okay. BK, do I feel like the blood type O book is incorrect? No plantains, aloe. That's a great question. So I would say the thing about the avocados is probably true. I haven't seen a problem with people using plantains or aloe. That's just 25 years of my experience. I use avocado oil, but avocados themselves, I just bloat. So those are the ones that you might just have to experiment with how you personally do. I wish I did great on avocados because I love them. Yeah, stay away from the seeds. Um, I am I have certification from Hippocrates Health Institute in Florida. I've been a gut coach and colon therapist for 40 years, and I have an amazing team of medical doctors that I work with in my clinic. Um, and do you have a gut issue that you want to talk to us about? Straw Hat Berry, nice to have you here. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. These are not medical opinions. What I'm sharing is my 40 years of experience in the trenches with people who have inflammatory gut issues and saving my own life. I spent most of my first 20 years in hospitals. Doctors told me I wouldn't live past 17. I was 70 last week. And so what is that? 57 years past when I was supposed to I was supposed to be here. Um, Aloe vera juice and ACV daily recently diagnosed. ACV, I haven't found that I found that to be a problem. I would suggest taking it out for now. Um, I know that there's a lot of people love apple cider vinegar. My personal experience is that it can trigger a lot of other issues, especially inflammation. Anything specifically that applies to blood type A, and A positive and blood type A are the same. Yeah, blood type A, generally avoiding beef, and you can have red meat as far as like bison and lamb, the more exotic meats. Um, and the real thing that is all about blood type A people is that low stomach acid, because that is so critical to helping you heal. Um, I missed somebody's question. Hey, Joanna, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I have to thank you again for all your wonderful posts and your lives. Oh, yes, please. Texas Jewels, check out our Facebook page. Oh, this is another moment for me to talk about our Facebook page. It's called The Happy Gut Tribe. And I'm just looking on YouTube, which is quiet today. The Happy Gut Tribe, and Nicole's done an amazing job. Quinoa, no, because of those little kernels of quinoa can get stuck in the pockets of your colon. Now, when it comes to a pasta and you're looking for a gluten-free pasta, a quinoa pasta would be okay because it is actually not technically a grain, it's a grass, but whole quinoa, if you have diverticulitis, it's an issue. Do I have a juice fast recommendation? Something simple. Frywood, wheatgrass is really, my favorite, celery juice, but as far as fasting, I generally suggest people doing a liquid, like I call it liquid nourishment. It's not technically a fast on bone broth. So if you're gonna eliminate solid food for a period of time, I would suggest bone broth. It's nourishing, it has some protein, and it's still going to launch detoxification. Just remember your colon cleansing. Gluten-free bread, okay. Yes, Jessica, as long as it has no whole nuts and seeds. So you want to make sure it's made out of cassava or potato or rice, something really easy to digest. No whole nuts and seeds. You don't want something called a whole grain gluten-free. And if it's sourdough, if it doesn't say gluten-free sourdough, it's not gluten-free. Sourdough alone isn't gluten-free. So cassava bread, rice, there's, many things made out of a flour that would be digestible, or you can make your own. And I posted a few recipes here for, and I have to post them again, I think, for some gluten-free breads. And I'll do a whole post on what gluten-free breads would be the most digestible, so that you have some choices. Allie, hey, many things say made with wheat flour. No, no. Wheat flour is inflammatory, and because of the glyphosates it is grown in, those glyphosates make tiny little holes in your gut. No. You're glad cassava is okay. It does taste just fine. Cassava, like wheat flour, has a very bland taste, so it's great. Good night, BK. Yes, you will speak with me soon. Wonderful to see you and have a good night. Travis, olive leaf. Yes, I agree with you. I think that's excellent. Um, Anthony, hello. Nice to have you. Yes, thank you, BK. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Anybody that messages me, um, I try to get to my messages within 24 to 48 hours. So, yes, I will be back to you. Hey, Tamara, you buy organic unpressed kamut flour. Yes. Oh, I'm very familiar with that. And that is excellent because that is not wheat. Ali B, you're currently in a flare. Ah, so why don't you direct message me and I can talk to you more about that? Are you taking antibiotics right now? Um, and of course, I trust that you've got your aloe vera juice and bone broth on board. So direct message me and I'm happy to answer those questions. I love talking to people when they get the products in their hands. Reminds me, diverticulitis, olives. Um, that's a great question. Olives would be, if you blend them or grind them, yes. You're still making a mistake buying stuff. There's so much to avoid. I get it. I get it. Bree, when taking antibiotics, you tend to have everybody responds. Hey, Haley, everybody responds to antibiotics differently, and yes, that can be a side effect. You've got okay, great. So direct message me, and then we'll talk about that specifically for you. Delaney, I recommend doing a liquid diet day? Yes. What do I recommend that's super easy to drink? Bone broth. Thank you, Happy Jack. I bone broth because it's so nourishing. You could also use a protein powder like mine, which is sugar, gluten, dairy free. I just put water in it. That's one of my favorite liquid nourishment days, actually. Best way to clear up DH. What is that? Sorry, sometimes the acronyms escape me, especially when I'm in the middle of a live. Christina, if you don't mind spelling that out, or Nicole, thank you. Um, um, Angela, of what you can eat. Um, I think that's half of a sentence, and maybe you asked the other half of it above, but if you don't mind asking that again, or Nicole will pick up whatever. Ah, oh, yes. Direct message me on that, Christina, because it's honestly, I've worked with that, but it really varies person to person. It's not one of those one size fits all things. So I'm happy to help you, happy to talk to you about it. Hey, Paul, I have been, your posts and your videos are so mind blowing. I had to tell Zev about that because they're so incredibly and they're inspiring and they're so you. So I I am learning so much from watching you, and you're such an incredible presenter and speaker. I think you're gonna have a line out the door. You're teaching all of us how to take this whole thing up a notch. Anybody out there that is looking to work in the film industry in any way, my brother-in-law, an Emmy Award winning filmmaker, um, and he's right here with us, Paul Tobleib. Um, and if you want to know how it's done, um, he's going to teach you. And he's teaching me a lot right now by just watching how you present and just the no nonsense way that you put it out there. So thank you. I hope you're having fun. Christina, you're so welcome. And so if somebody somebody had asked about being in a flare. If you are in a flare and you're taking antibiotics, then yes, you want to have some food in your stomach at the moment. And if you, what would that food be? A baked sweet potato that's been cooled and reheated without the skin, that's a good thing to take a medication on. Can the aloe cause bloating and gas? The aloe vera juice has a slightly laxative quality. So if there's someone who has a long-term constipation, even if you didn't know you had it, like a long-term impaction, then it's the aloe vera is going to try to move that along. That can cause some bloating and gas. Um, so that's why often people will pair that with my Happy Gut Cleanse just to keep things moving. My experience as a colon therapist is that I have never had a client with IBS, diverticulitis, or colitis in 40 years who, once they get on my colonic table, doesn't have an impacted colon. How to heal the gut to clear cystic acne. So, Mary, this is the kind of thing I talk about in a one-on-one consult because these are what I will share with you are some detox practices. This is about detoxification, and I'm happy to talk to you about that. Um, Certainly, it's also about getting some hydrochloric acid in your stomach. You get diarrhea, but not the bloating. Well, that's because you keep things moving. Baby pear juice. Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it does. I agree with you. I remember giving my kids baby pear juice when they were little. But as Nicole says, it has a lot of sugar. People ask me the same question about prune juice. And prune juice, the problem with prune juice, it is so high in sugar. And as you know, as we know from having so many people here today who are dealing with either being having type 2 diabetes or being on the edge of it, Nicole and I are super wary of added sugar. And prune juice, pear juice, these things have so much sugar. Um, and so there's better ways to clear constipation, especially if you have a gut issue. So, but you're right. That it definitely is going to get things moving. Carly, welcome, welcome. Nice to have you here. Um, wow, we are halfway through already. I can't believe it. Isn't natural sugar? Well, natural sugar like prune juice or pear juice is certainly better than high fructose corn syrup or cane sugar. But the truth is, it all turns to glucose in the body. As far as the body is concerned, it's all sugar. Do I recommend cutting out diet soda completely? I'd recommend you cutting it out and never actually taking another sip in your life. Um, there's few things that I am unequivocal about. Diet soda is one of them. It is It is pure chemicals. Um, one of the it's pure chemicals. So, and Delaney, there are things in it that are habit forming, to put it mildly. So if you have withdrawal symptoms, super common. People who stop drinking Diet Pepsi can have withdrawals as if it was something much more dramatic. So I'm just telling you that because I don't want you to think there's something wrong with you if you have detox symptoms or intense cravings for it when you try to cut it out. It's a big deal. Clean granola, no. Um, Even if it's gluten free, it's just going to be way too hard on the gut. Yeah, Nicole and I are on the same page. It's just way too hard. It also just doesn't really have any food value or nutrition. Same thing is true for oatmeal. Now, oatmeal is certainly easier to digest than granola, even gluten free granola, but it just doesn't really have any nutrition. So it's a placeholder and it's a carb. Um, Yes, Allie B, that's a good question, and the answer is yes. And sweeten your cream of rice with a little monk fruit. Did a video this last week on monk fruit. So yeah, the answer is yes. Chia, no, 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 never. Hey, Lash Me with Lashes, wonderful to see you here. In place of diet. So it is hard to cut it out. Yes, I do. Make lemonade. This is how I make lemonade. Take an organic lemon juice concentrate. It can be fresh or frozen. Santa Cruz Naturals makes a good one. Pure water, monk fruit, and sugar-free electrolytes. It's delicious. And make it as sweet as you want. There's no sugar in monk fruit, and chill it. And that is a wonderful way to get off of it. Now, all bubbles are hard on the gut. All bubbles. But if you are kind of weaning yourself off having something bubbly, then pour some um, bubbly water into the lemonade if that's kind of what you need just to wean yourself off, and then eventually you can give up the bubbles. But in this moment, it's just most important to wean yourself off that diet soda. And the reason that I made a big deal that it's hard to get off of, and you're so right that it is because of the chemicals that are put in it, and that's why it's so important to get off of it. Hey, Sue, so nice to see you. Wonderful to have you here. Whenever I see your beautiful blue and pink hearts and waves and flowers, I know it's you, and I love that identification. I hope you're doing really well, and thank you for being here. Um, mm, um, and it's wonderful to have you. We are talking about diet soda, and it is so hard to get off. It's no joke. I had one of my kids' babysitters had an addiction for Diet Pepsi, and they watched her go through withdrawal, and it was wild. It was heart wrenching. So slowly, slowly, you'll get there. Um, Zevia, is that a form of stevia? Maybe it's xylitol and stevia together. I've never heard of it. Honestly, yeah, so is Zevia okay, it's a soda. Is it a soda? A stevia and, you know, it's all stevia. So it has stevia, it's certainly better than Diet Pepsi. I will say that it is definitely anything is better. Yeah, it's a better, got it. It's a sugar-free soda. So it is certainly better than Diet Pepsi. And if that makes it easy for you to get off of Diet Pepsi, then go for it. Um, yeah, for sure. Um, it's no added colors. It's still going to have stuff in it. But is it better than Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke or Diet Dr. Pepper? Absolutely. So sometimes it's like step by step by step. And that is such a huge nope. Olipop, I mean, I have to say all of these are just marketing companies making money off of people with gut issues. They're they're really, I can't call them healthy, but can I call them, and the same with Poppy. Um, it's the same with Poppy. People are just making a bunch of money on things that aren't healthy. But is it better than Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi? It is. Absolutely. So if that's the first step, then just go for it. And then you can step by step yourself down. I know they're a fad and they are marketing companies making billions and billions of dollars off of people with gut issues. You know, it just drives me nuts that for them to have our money. Um, why not step to seltzer? Yeah, that's why seltzer, add seltzer water with some lemon juice and some monk fruit. Do it yourself at home. Don't give those people your money. You love Zevia, but terrible constipation. Oh, well, I can't imagine what else that's got in it. How to get rid of bloating by taking a digestive enzyme with hydrochloric acid and learning food combining, not eating your proteins with your carbohydrates. Um, those two things can, and then colon cleansing. So, taking my happy gut cleanse, just cleaning out the waste in your colon, but starting where it all starts, which is low stomach acid, digestive enzymes, and food combining. All that information is here on this page. And if you want, me to walk you through it as a coach, it's what I do in my one-on-one calls. Um, Oh, Sue, you're so welcome. Thank you for allowing us to be, we are super plain spoken here. You guys are not showing, you're not coming here to have Nicole and I lie to you. We're just going to tell it how we see it. And that's why I love Nicole's suggestion of just using seltzer water, putting some juice in it, putting some lemon juice in it, and monk fruit. Jessica, you told your boyfriend, oh, I would love that. Please do make an appointment to see me soon. I would love that. I love getting to see my followers in my clinic. Hey, Timothy Roberts, so nice to see you. Jessica, I so look forward to seeing you and having you and your boyfriend come to Santa Barbara. It's a pretty gorgeous place to come. Where are you from? Where are you driving? Where will you be coming from? Santa Barbara is even more beautiful than it looks. It's really a jewel of a place. I'm very blessed to be here. And every single day, I'm just grateful. Oh, Long Beach. Oh, it is a long drive. Um, so that means you have to come and spend the night because it's a wonderful place to spend a weekend or an overnight. And there's a lot, yes, Sue, absolutely. There's a lot of inexpensive places, Jessica, that you can find that aren't hotels. You can do a hotel, but if you look on VRBO or something, oh, yes, there's some beautiful Airbnbs, and they're if you get off of looking for hotels, it's much cheaper. Although we do have a couple of hotels that are very reasonable, um, and really lovely. And Haley and Sean are going to come out here um, and do a pre or post honeymoon out here, and we're going to cook for you guys. And I can't wait for that moment, Haley, and can't wait for Paul and Sean to meet, because I have just always had such a strong sense of the connection those two are going to have. I just can't wait for that. We have amazing bakeries here. We have a bakery called Lilac that is gluten. Absolutely, Nicole. I'd love to have you out here. There is an amazing bakery here. We have a few gluten-free bakeries. We have one called Lilac that does very lightweight gluten-free bread. And then we have a super popular one called the Oat Bakery. And the problem with the Oat Bakery is, even though it's gluten-free, they put nuts and seeds in everything, and that makes me crazy. Um, it's definitely gluten-free, but those nuts and seeds, I'm going to have to teach them how to do something that's a little more suited to my community. However, we do have amazing bakeries here, and we have We have an amazing farmers market. So anybody who wants to come out here, I also have colleagues that do fabulous lymphatic drainage therapy, massage therapy. I love to create what I call detoxifications, for you to come out and experience everything that Santa Barbara has to offer, including me. Um, I would love to have that. What would be really fun would be to do a retreat for our tribe members, and just have, half a dozen of us come together. That'd be really fun too. But I will take you all one at a time, whatever works. Patricia, so nice to have you. Rose, definitely. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be so fun? Jessica, the aloe vera makes you burp. Yeah, it can. I mean, I notice that I seem to do better with it on an empty stomach, but other people put it in smoothies. You can do that as well. I know Allison likes to put it in her husband's smoothie, so he doesn't taste it. I don't mind the taste of it. I've gotten to kind of like it, but then again, maybe I've trained myself to, because I know it makes my gut happy, but that is kind of normal. Um, so yeah, it's not a problem. I drink Lily of the Desert, and sometimes I'll drink the juice, sometimes I drink the gel. There's other good brands. Lakewood is a good brand. George's, whatever you are looking for, just make sure it's organic. Oh, yes, Nicole has it on Facebook. So if anybody wants to know what are good brands of aloe vera juice, go to the Happy Gut Tribe Facebook page. Nicole's got it covered there. Yeah, so Nicole's got it, she's got it covered. And then today she posted all about bone broth. So I mean, pictures really do tell 1,000 words. And I love that she's all the bone broths. She did a magnificent post on all the bone broths. And there's just nothing like describing in pictures, what we talk about here, what I talk about in my consults, and for you to just be able to look at it and go, oh yeah, like I've seen that in the store, or I want to look for that. Mm. Hello, Jerry Smith. Wonderful to have you. Hello, user 28. So, Allie, how's your weekend going? Thank you so much for being here. Um, Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Nicole. 15 minutes left. Uh, Thank you so much. I hope that you are all taking extra care of yourself. It's a Sunday. Unless you're in Australia, and then it's Monday. But if it's a Sunday for you, I hope this is a little bit of a self-care day for you, where you're doing something that takes care of you. Oh, you're so good. I'm so glad. My dog, oh, I was in urgent care today with my dog. He was limping horribly, and it's my big boy, and I'm so attached to him. His abuse history and mine just match each other, so he pulls all my heartstrings. He does, and to see all the pain he was in, honestly, it made me crazy. It was informative and pathetic on my part, all in one. And there's a new incredible urgent care vet clinic in town. She checked him out and said that he just pulled a muscle. Didn't even have to do x-rays, didn't cost me a fortune, and she was so kind and sweet to us. He's terrified of people and vet clinics. So it was wonderful. It turned out to be a great experience. I loved her. He's She gave me some anti-inflammatories. I know. He's doing actually a little bit better, but it just killed me to see him in so much pain. And he just crawled into my car this morning, because he would not be left behind. But this just big boy, and the vet was so kind to him, and he's sleeping right next to me right now, in fact, over my feet. But I don't know, those of you out there who are fur mamas or have been fur mamas, oh yes, I would like to wrap him in castor oil. I wish I could bubble wrap him in castor oil, but at 95 pounds, and he wouldn't sit still to be wrapped in anything. I don't know how I could do that. I might be able to like rub in a little castor oil into his shoulder and yeah, with a t-shirt. Yeah. He would rip it off, but I could just rub some castor oil into his shoulder and his elbow. He'll be fine. I think it honestly did me in more than it did him. He was in pain, but you know how animals are, they're so brave and they're so stoic, and it just triggered every single one of my traumas. If any of you have animals, you know that when they're in pain, if you have a trauma history like I do, it just triggers everything. And it taught me a lot about my parenting and how I parented my kids, which was definitely through my history. How can you heal GERD? So, aloe vera juice, we've been talking about it a lot here. Um, and it's really important. Rita, so nice to see you. It's really important in healing GERD that you get tested for H. pylori. So that's, yeah, thank you for asking, Nicole. Have you been diagnosed with GERD and have you had an endoscopy or something that tested you for bugs, bacteria, but especially H. pylori? It's the number one cause of gastritis and GERD, things like ulcers, things like that. Um, we ask everyone that question because if you have something like that, you've had all the testing, nothing pops up. So you probably have already eliminated everything spicy. My diverticulitis diet would be a good diet. It's on my website for you to take a look at. Um, my Happy Gut Soothe was a product that I created for healing stomach lining and inflammation. Um, what are your symptoms? Do you have burning? Do you have acid reflux? Does it hurt when you eat? Um, hey, Mary. Hello, hello. So nice to see you. Thank you for popping in and saying hi to us. Hello, Yerba Plug. Aw, thank you, Mary. So nice to see you. Um, and Al, you read, you're welcome to direct message me as well if you want to talk some more about that. Mary, so nice to see you. You had all the symptoms after you eat, no matter what, but they say, okay, so direct message me. This is the kind of thing that I talk about in my one-on-one consults and where we really get, look through all the history, all the symptoms. And I'm glad that you had all the testing done because then I know I'm not missing anything. Um, yes. Oh, yes. Um, Nicole, Mary is wondering how your foot is. Oh, you're so welcome. Jessica, relieving your stress. You have 3 little ones. Wow. Um, that's a lot. What I would say do you have any help? Do you have any way to get some time alone? Ashwagandha. Haley is right. That's the first place I'd go. Ashwagandha and magnesium glycinate. It's different than magnesium citrate, but magnesium glycinate. And ashwagandha is a wonderful, wonderful herb. It's fantastic for relieving stress. um, so those 2 things, magnesium glycinate, ashwagandha, and if you get any time to yourself, then something that you can do that involves movement, jumping on a trampoline is a really good stress reliever, like even a mini trampoline. It doesn't have to be like one of the big ones, although maybe you have one for your kids. Yeah, breath work, even 5 minutes a day. Um, I set an alarm. Um, Haley, I set an alarm and 4 times a day, I will stop in between clients and do a couple minutes of breath work because sometimes I discover, and Jessica, I don't know about you, but sometimes I will just stop and discover that I'm panting and not breathing. That's a stress response. So just bringing it back to the breath. Always. I mean, that's what I was doing when I was at urgent care with my dog today. I noticed I was panting and I had to just go, he's going to be fine. This is like you're making, you went all the way from 1 to 100 with this. Just bring it back and breathe. All day you catch yourself holding your breath. Me too. He had a terrible limp and it was just so hard to see him in pain and he's okay. It's the vet thinks it's a muscle, like he just pulled a muscle. She didn't even want to x-ray him because She allowed me to palpate him for her. He won't let anybody touch him, and so she determined that he'll be okay. Box breathing is it's also my go-to. So box breathing is an incredible. Haley, would you write a little bit of a description here on box breathing? If you don't mind sharing that, because I agree that it is and I'm going to do a video on box breathing. Because I think that it is just so important. And when we aren't breathing, we can trigger bloat just from that. Yeah. So it's inhaling through the nose, inhaling for 4 counts, holding it for 4, breathing out the nose through for 4 counts and repeating. So the box quality is that you're going to inhale through the nose. You're going to hold your breath for a count of 4, and then you're going to breathe out through the nose. That's the critical piece. Thank you so much. Adequan, yes. My German Shepherd was on Adequan for years, and I'm sure I will be getting this guy on it. And there is another one. That is brand new that my husband's beagle is on, and it's been a miracle for him. But yeah, Adequan is incredible. I think we have some at home. Yes. Oh, I like that. Imagine. So Jessica, if you're still with us, imagine Haley's got this. She is a pro at this. Imagine you're tracing a box with your breath, and each wall is a box of 4 seconds. So even if you just do this for 2 minutes a few times a day, then it is so incredibly helpful, and it can really help your tummy. We can trigger flares just through stress. I've done it. So it's if you can catch yourself when you're panting or set an alarm. And tell yourself every time you get up to make a cup of tea or go to the bathroom, you're going to do some box breathing. When you've got 3 little ones around, I know that it's hard to like find pockets where you can do some self-care, but I think box breathing is like number one self-care. Okay, 7 minutes left. Hey, Sandra, welcome to our healing phone call. We're talking all about gut health and box breathing right now. Haley, thank you so much for that. Dee Dee, welcome. For anybody that has questions I haven't answered here, then please direct message me. You can also sign up for a one-on-one consult on my website, cleansingforenergy.com. Link is in my bio. Hey, Brown Sugar, nice to see you. It's so wonderful to have you. Hey, Ruth. Haley, I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. And I love that dream that we both have of having you guys out here. We'll make it happen. And I'm so excited about Sean launching, like focusing right now on everything that he's doing in his business, and you too. God, it's such an exciting time. This is actually a time for that. Someone told me that March 13, which is a few days ago, is one of the most powerful days of the year. And I feel like those days radiate energy for a few days before and after. So this is another moment of intention setting, healing, dreams, anything you want to make happen. Hello, Goliatha. Argon, nice to have you here. For anybody that didn't have an opportunity to ask a question, please direct message me. I'm right with you, Mary. I hate that Nicole is dealing with this too. Her foot this has been such a tough one, and she's done literally everything to make this better. And in the meanwhile, she's also taking some pretty amazing care of some friends of hers. So this woman is a warrior. We were just discussing that earlier, but I think all of you are. Kind of what it takes, right? Kind of what it takes is just to be warriors. But if you can do it with support and community, she is a warrior. I feel like it's having community, having support, not feeling like you're alone is, thanks, Haley, it's so meaningful. Um, I think it's just so meaningful and so important, and I'm hoping that that's what all of us are to each other. Oh, Nicole, we love you so much, and we all hate that you are suffering. Um, I know that this is gonna change and it's gonna get better, but I'm so sorry it's just taken so long. Thank you for liking the live, Haley. Thank you so much for being here. And for anybody who's new, we will be here, Nicole and I, my brave warrior, next Saturday and Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, and it's okay to cry. I mean, sometimes it's the best thing, but we do. We got you. We do. Hey, Sunshine. So nice to see you here. This is just the last couple of minutes of our live. What's everybody? Haley, you probably have already had dinner. Nicole, you probably already had dinner. Rita, you probably already had dinner. Crying is a release. Sometimes it's the best release. It's good to just, let it out. I mean, there's no need um, to hold on to those feelings. And it's okay to be really frustrated and really angry and really scared. And yes, everybody, please check our Facebook page during the week because Nicole is going to post every single day. That is the Happy Gut Tribe Facebook page. It's so beautiful. What Nicole has done there is masterful, and it's all her. And our tears carry cortisol out of the body. Oh, that's a beautiful image. Thank you. Have you seen it, Mary? That is all Nicole. She has done such an amazing job on the Facebook page. Maybe sometime this week, Nicole, you and I will go live on that page and just have some fun and see what happens and distract you for a moment out of your pain. I know she's done an amazing job. Oh, Mary, thank you. I had a lovely birthday, and thank you so much. I am now 70. I'm kind of amazed and very happy to be here. Hey, 2111, nice to have you. We've only got a couple of minutes left. So if you have any questions about your gut, please, thank you, Haley. I love you. If you have any questions, oh, thank you, Allie. Thank you so much. Martha, nice to have you. Elena, nice to have you. This is the last minute or two of our live call. If you have any questions, please direct message me and I will get back to you or sign up for a one-on-one consult. You can do so on my website. Please check out Nicole's amazing Facebook page, The Happy Gut Tribe. Good night, Mary. Love you. So nice to have you. Good night, Haley. We love you. Thank you so much for being here. Rita, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you've had a beautiful week. Oh, love you, Mary. Hey, John, if you have any questions about your gut, please direct message me. Um, Good night, everybody. We will be signing off for the moment, and we will see you all next week at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Please have a wonderful week and take really good care of yourselves. Look forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you so much. So appreciate that. I'm honored to be here and super honored to have Nicole. Yes, I will absolutely do that. Um, that will be later, Nicole, uh, after I get these pups home and fed, but I will do it later tonight. Can't wait. Love you all.